it's me. It's your your favorite African auntie. Your favorite watermelon too. I'm back this week, not as a human because I've actually just thrown away my clown. I was gonna say my clown suit instead of skin suit, but now I'm realizing the skin suit is a clown suit because we are all inside a circus. I've thrown away my skin suit because I'm tired of it, honestly. Like, being stuck inside a flesh prison is not for me. So I'm honestly just going to be a watermelon. Thank you for being here. I have some announcements. So the first one is that, as you know, Donovan has been the second half of Screaming into the Abyss, and he's currently taking a break from Screaming into the Abyss because our relationship is in shambles. I feel like I feel like one of those YouTubers that's like, oh my God, I know we've told you all about our relationship, but now we're breaking up. Like, I literally swore I would never be that bitch. Anyway, okay, so we haven't really broken up, or I don't know. But basically, we've just decided that my life has just been madness this year. Not really because of Corona, but just like trauma, family shit, financial shit, like just all that stuff. And that has taken a toll on my mental health, which in turn takes a toll on the relationship, which in turn takes a toll on our dynamic. And he may come back as the co-host, he may not. I don't know. We're still trying to decide if that is sustainable because, as you know, as I say all the time, which is why I especially feel like a clown, romance is just too volatile of a foundation on which to build anything. Like, you truly cannot build anything sustainable on the foundation of romance because romantic love is planned obsolescence. Do you know what I mean? Like, romantic love is like an iPhone. Like, you get it, it's fucking incredible, but you also know that Steve Jobs designed that shit to break within the next year so that you can get another. Like, it's just designed with flaws inherently. And so, yeah, the weight of everything that's been happening in my existence has just burdened him. It's just burdened the relationship. And so we have to reevaluate, restructure. We'll probably be friends regardless of what happens. But it just is best to put the friendship over the podcast or over anything else, really, because I feel like friendship is the least volatile format of human relationships. Maybe that's not true. That being said, Screaming into the Abyss is not going anywhere. I will still be here. I'm still here. And quite honestly, like, I guess I've had this Patreon for what, like 4 months, 3 months or something? I don't know. What is time? Time doesn't exist. I don't know. I feel like, here's another thing, and maybe you can relate, but like, I have never done anything by myself. So I have a lot of insecurity around doing projects or just anything by myself. Like with the podcast, I do it with Flex. I had another one before Flex where I did it with an ex-best friend. Everything in my life, all projects, all creative projects especially, I have always done with someone else. And lately I'm interrogating why I don't trust myself enough to execute things by myself. Like, that is just something that I'm trying to interrogate and work on and unpack some of those deep-rooted insecurities and fears. So I think it would also be healthy to learn to host something by myself. So yes, that being said, Screaming into the Abyss is not going anywhere. We'll still be spiraling in this bitch. I have been wanting to do a lot more interviews because I love interviewing people. So I'll be doing more of that. We'll be we'll be doing the same thing as we've been doing, which is spiraling, questioning, and unpacking, and dismantling capitalism. That's basically what we're doing around here. Give me a sec. I'm eating a mango. You know what's really ironic about social media is like, I was just thinking about how ironic it is that our relationship basically like fell apart the day that the video of us frolicking around like Adam and Eve went live. Like, that is like the fundamental sham of social media, you know? Like, and I also thought about whether it's healthy to even be discussing this, but I think it's appropriate in this specific context. The sham of social media is that everything truly is a highlight reel. Like, from an external perspective, you'd really see that video and think that we're the epitome of black love, the epitome of like healthy, flourishing, thriving relationships. But everything truly is smoke and mirrors. Can you believe it? Like, can you imagine? Everything is smoke and mirrors. Let me take another bite of my mango. Actually, let me be a mango. Something I've also been thinking about these past few days is romance, like romantic love. I've been thinking about like, I think oftentimes when we think about compatibility, we think, am I compatible with so-and-so? Am I compatible with that person? Am I compatible with that? But we don't interrogate whether or not we're compatible with the construct of romance itself. And I've been wondering whether I'm truly compatible with romance. Like, and I think this intersects with a lot of things. Wow, I'm feeling really rambly, so just bear with me. On one hand, I have decided, or rather, I've discovered that I must be somewhere on the autism spectrum because I relate to some of the issues that people with ASD struggle with as far as like human relationships. And for a long time, I wondered whether I'm compatible with humans. And then I wondered, no, maybe I'm just not compatible with the construct of friendship. And then I wondered, wait, but I'm also not compatible with the construct of romance. And then I just went into this spiral, this rabbit hole, where I wondered if any format of relationship can coexist with capitalism. And I want to talk specifically about romance and its compatibility with capitalism because I'm coming to realize that there is no such thing as romantic love under capitalism, only because romantic love requires and necessitates independence, while capitalism requires and necessitates codependence. You are required under capitalism because we all need to be robots for Jeff Bezos. Like, we all are paired up and we're all made to be codependent. And desire cannot thrive in the context of codependency. Like, desire requires so much independence. And I realized that one of the things that's been destroying our relationship is like, because of this merging of worlds and this like, oh, we're gonna build a life, we're gonna build this podcast, we're gonna like build a thing that requires a level of merging together. And when you merge too much with someone, you can no longer connect with them, because two people becoming one means that there is no one there to connect with. And that's like really, I can't believe we don't learn this in school. Like, isn't that violent? Like, I'm actually disgusted that we don't learn about how to be human beings at school. Like, you don't even get a pamphlet, you don't even get a brochure. That's disgusting. Another thing I'm learning is that I don't know that a healthy relationship can exist within an unstable relationship, within an unstable environment. And this goes back to capitalism, because capitalism is inherently unstable and unsustainable. We are all just rats on a treadmill, constantly just trying to survive and like chasing the next thing. And I don't know that anything can flourish like inside of a structure that's inherently unstable and anxiety inducing. Like, I just went down a TikTok rabbit hole today and I was watching all these videos about like how to cope with anxiety. And I just thought, like, at this point, I no longer believe that. It's not that I don't believe in mental illness, but I'm just not convinced that, like, I have depression and anxiety and a host of other things. Absolutely. But, like, I'm not the one who's sick. It is society that is sick. Having anxiety and depression is a completely normal symptom of existing under capitalism. Like, I'm shook at the people who aren't anxious and depressed, because how, Sway? I just think that, like, when we really interrogate, when we really unpack like this mental health epidemic, the epidemic is capitalism. It's not mental. How can all of us be sick? Like, no, clearly we are all perfectly fine trying to assimilate into a system that is inherently sick. And I don't know that any one of us can have healthy relationships in a society designed to make you sick. And this is one of the reasons I struggle with like finding the need to even like go to therapy, because I'm just like, what is the point of me going to see a therapist if reality will not change? Like a flower cannot grow in an environment that is not created or suitable for it to grow. So what is the point in it trying to grow? Like, should we not just why don't we just kill Jeff Bezos and like just behead all the billionaires? Like, I just think instead of going to therapy, why don't we all just actually roll up into the White House, guillotine the billionaires? Like, I just think that's so much more effective. Like, why aren't we doing that? And another thing I've been thinking about is just like the question of polyamory, and the question of polyamory versus monogamy. And there's just been this like long ass debate, just generally speaking, about, is it a good idea to be polyamorous? Is monogamy sustainable? Is monogamy an outdated concept? I absolutely do think monogamy is an outdated concept, but I also think polyamory creates as many problems as it solves. When I really think about the fact that, yes, it is inherently unsustainable to expect one person to be your everything, which is what romance necessitates. It just is also, like, everyone sucks. Like, you can be polyamorous, but where are you gonna find these people to be romantically attracted? Like, where are they, Sway? Where are they? I need to know, because in theory, I'm very polyamorous, but in practice, I'm like, wow, this is the pool? This is the dating pool? Which brings me back to this, like, I am not convinced that romantic relationships under capitalism are driven by desire. I think 90% of them are driven by convenience. And I think that's just, I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with that. But when we think about the inherent instability of capitalism, hoes need security. Like, hoes need stability and security and all that shit. And the quickest way to find that is in romance, which is inherently unstable. And so I think a lot of times, a lot of romance is just bonded together by, a lot of romance is just trauma bonding and necessity bonding. You know what I mean? Like, I wonder, can you truly love someone that you need? You know, like, can you both need someone and love them at the same time? And I just don't think you can, which brings me to my original point that there is no such thing as love under capitalism, because how can you love someone that you're not choosing to love, but instead you are obligated to love? What is love if it's an obligation? And yes, there are no choices because none of us have free will, but even under that construct of the illusion of free will, surely there should be options, but there are no options if all there is necessity. I'm gonna take another mango. Shout out to mangoes. Like, mangoes made some points. Yeah, relationships are fucking confusing. I think what makes them even more confusing is the fact that, like, I think it's socially acceptable to perform happiness, and like, because it's socially acceptable to perform happiness, we, especially women are conditioned to believe that being in a relationship is a marker of success, and success is a marker of happiness. And so I think people stay in really toxic relationships, but then more than that, pretend that they're really healthy and happy because toxic positivity, because that's just what's expected of you. I think we would all suffer so much less if everyone was so open about the intricacies of their relationship. Like, I don't think anything should be a secret. Like, we as a society should have no secrets. There should be no privacy. It should be absolutely normalized to peep outside your window and listen to your neighbors fight. Because, like, shouldn't we know? Like, shouldn't we all know what's going on inside everyone's house? Like, isn't that the only... That secrecy is by cultural design. It's what it is culturally designed to keep us suffering. Like, I'm actually convinced. Like, what is the social purpose of secrets and privacy? Like, I don't understand why everything is so taboo to talk about. Like, no, nigga, what did you fight about with your man yesterday? Let's talk about it. Like, let's talk about it. This was my rambling. Thanks for listening to my crackhead rant. All that to say, new episode will be coming out soon. I'm not going anywhere. I know that some of you who may love Donovan, as I do too, and love his brain and are like here for him, will leave. And I respect that. Like, I'm not mad at you. Like, I get it. Like, it's chill. But I look forward to seeing where this Patreon will go and seeing where Screaming Into the Abyss will go. I feel like it's my little baby, and I just want to make it a cute little space. That being said, another thing is there'll also be, okay, so some more Patreon announcements. There will be, we're starting a book club. So we're going to have a book club that is still in the making. If you'd like to learn more about that, please join my Discord, which is on my Patreon, patreon.com/bobosvoid. We'll also be doing more Patreon events. So movie nights, we're going to be having a game night next week, actually. So join us. And yeah, the Discord is also a lot of fun. So if you haven't joined the Discord, join now. It's lots of fun conversations, lots of fun community. And I found that since creating this Discord community, I have been on social media so much less because I've realized what community should feel like. And community should feel like you found your people, like you're being understood and you're being heard and you're being validated. And social media does not do that for me. It never has. I think social media is designed to make us feel like trash. But being able to be part of a community with like-minded people just makes you feel really good. Like, I think that's what life is supposed to feel like. Like, it's just... So, I'm ready to build a commune outside of capitalism. I'm also very close to the end of my cookbook, which is part vegan cookbook, part anti-capitalist manifesto. So Patreons will also get that first at a discounted rate, and the Lizard and Marshmallow patrons will get it free of charge. And just generally, thank you for being here. Like, you hoes have saved my life. You're the best. And I'll catch you in a few days, or tomorrow, actually. Join the Discord. If you don't join the Discord, I'm literally going to beat you. Like, I'm going to beat you. Okay. That's it for today. Bye.